Genevieve speaking. In the last presentation, working on the Martin closing store problem, we showed that when the probability that any one customer will make a purchase is 0.30, the probability that 5 of the next 10 customers will make a purchase in the next hour is 0.10. We used the built-in Excel function binom.dist to get this result faster, rather than using this algebraic expression for the binomial distribution function. We could also have used table 5.14 from our text, which shows that when the probability that any one customer will make a purchase is 0.30, the probability that 5 out of the next 10 customers will make a purchase in the next hour is 0.10. So same result. Same result because table 5.14 in our text was built using the same binomial distribution function, using Excel or another software. Here we're using Excel to reconstruct table 5.14. So we first have written down the same selected p values, n values, and x values. Then we start in cell C3 by asking Excel to compute the fx using the binom dot dist function. So first equal sign, binom, okay, here it is. And then, so number S argument is the number of successes or x value, so that I'm going to get that value in cell B3. Okay, right over here. And then trials or n, so number of trials or n value, and we get that from cell A3. Then probability S, so probability of successes on each trial or p-value, and we get that from cell, that value from cell C2. Okay, C2, C2, and then so we are not computing cumulative probability, so we specify and the argument cumulative to be false. Here we go. So close the parenthesis. Now I want to copy that formula to the right on the rest of my cells on my first row over here. Before I do that, I'm going to need to put $sign in between the references to my n value and my x value, because I do not want those cell references to change when I'm going to copy that equations. So now copy by dragging it to the right. And if we go on the other cell reference, you can see my cell reference to my n and x value did not change, but my cell reference to my p-value changed, which is what I wanted. Next, I want to copy that whole row down below. So now I do not want the cell reference, because I'm copying this whole row down below, I do not want the cell reference to my p-value to change. I don't want that cell reference to change, but I do want the cell reference to the n and x value to change, because I'm copying that down below. I want to pick up the new n and x values. So I'm going to get rid of those $sign for N and X value cell references, and then I'm adding the $sign for the cell reference to my p-value. When I've done that for all the cell in my first row, putting the $sign where needed and deleting it where needed, as shown here, then I'm ready to copy that row. So I select it and copy it down below. Here it is, table 5.14 completed. And this concludes our presentation on how to use the Excel built-in binomial distribution function to construct table 5.14.